Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May. And today I thought it would be really fun to do a deep dive into Jada Pinkett Smith, who everybody is learning about against their will. So
I'm so glad to finally voluntarily learn about this woman and not just have information forced into my skull.
Yes, in the middle of World War III, she's just like, hey, I hate my husband. I always have. And you're like, what? And
Not
then it's
now,
just like,
Jada, not now.
Just like war, horrible images of terrible things that I can't even say out loud. And then Jada Pinkett Smith. That's my entire news feed. So I was like, you know what? Fine, bitch. We'll do it.
Do you want attention? Here it is.
We'll
Here
give you
it
some.
is. Let's hear it.
So yeah, this episode is entitled Jada Pinkett Smith. What's her deal? We'll find out. Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold
from
on.
that.
Two stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's risque business news.
So one thing that I have to say when I was doing this research, because this is so misogynistic and people are probably going to be rolling their eyes into their fucking skulls, especially coming from you and I, who famously date other people in our field.
Yep.
I thought that she was like, I just thought she was famous for like being with Will, which is so bad.
I am so glad that you are saying something about this, because why is she famous?
She's done a lot of stuff. I mean, she's very.
I don't believe it.
She's super unlikable and she's been like a little bit problematic. So people like to slam dunk on her and be like, oh, she's, talentless. But she's actually done a lot of things.
Well, this is good. We get to check ourselves, because apparently I'm a bad person.
Oh, well, we knew that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, that was not actually that wasn't a fucking secret.
Good
But
people are
I
boring.
am actually like good. This will be good to hear why she is known in the world beyond just having, I know, Red Table Talk, but that's the kind of show where I'm like, I presume there was something prior to that to earn you a seat at the red table.
Right. And again,
We should get a red table.
we should get a red table. That'd be so fun.
We should
like
make this show Red Table
Red Table Talk. It's looking for a new home because it's famously been canceled. But when I was doing research into that, I was like, honestly, it looks like a good show.
It is good. It was so, I mean, I think it was, we briefly talked about this on another episode where I would be growing up and I would just be on Facebook scrolling, because that was a thing you did back then. And the Red Table Talk would routinely show up on my Facebook videos. And I would like fucking watch an episode via Facebook.
Wow. Just with Jada Pinkett Smith being like, and what's your favorite vibrator?
To her kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Willow. Willow, what's your favorite vibrator? You're 8. This is weird.
So weird.
Mommy and Daddy have a sex room, Willow. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Mommy and Daddy do not like each other sexually.
Daddy's boning other women, Willow.
I think men. But maybe
What, is her kid named Willow, or am
Yes,
I?
no, you're right.
Yeah. I was like, I could just be taking Will and then adding another syllable.
That's the other thing. So I think the other son's name is Jaden,
That sounds right.
which is really because it's Will-O and Jaden.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I hadn't put
That
that
is the
together
most-
until today either, and I was like, good
Why is that?
God.
Why is that way more narcissistic than it is to name it your own name?
Like a junior?
Yeah. Do a junior. That's normal.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Don't you hate that?
I hate that.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's not great.
Oh,
I actually
no.
love the Irish name Maeve. And I'm like,
You can't do it.
I can't do it. Could you imagine if I had a Maeve? People would be like,
I'd make fun of you forever.
yeah, we just named them Marcus and Maeve.
Oh my God, you could.
We could.
I could name my kid Lauren.
Lauren.
And Matt could do Matthewson.
Matthewson. What's the closest one to Matt? Like
Matthew, Matt,
Matthew?
Mateus?
Mateo?
It's all versions of Matt in just
Anyway.
different languages.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't get it. We're not having a boy. Let's be real. We're gonna have a girl.
Yes. Okay, great.
I'm not pregnant, or do I know I'm fertile? Yeah. I might not have any eggs left. Who knows?
You are on birth control.
Yeah, IUD barely counts.
I'm being so obnoxious, by the way. The quick aside before we get into
Yeah.
Jada, but every single
I know you guys are eager, but hold on.
I'm getting my period literally any second now, which is probably why I was such a fucking monster today. I was in such a bad mood, but I'm getting my period probably right now and bleeding on your chair. And
We're getting a new table of chairs.
and every single single month, I'm like so convinced I'm pregnant because I'm just not used to getting periods. So I'm like, I'm irritable. My boobs are big. And then I'll take a pregnancy test. I'm like, or it's just like getting your period.
It's PMS. It's a very famous symptom.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm so very sorry for your not being pregnant. Loss. I don't know. She's not trying to be pregnant yet. I don't know.
I'm not trying to be pregnant. I mean, I would keep it if I was, but I'm not like actively trying to be pregnant. Okay.
Glad we covered this.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
This is what the people want to hear.
Our mostly male audience. That's what they want to hear.
Yeah, I think they genuinely are interested, but
maybe.
I don't know.
Okay, so speaking of periods, Jada Pinkett Smith probably got hers in high school, I would say, and she was also friends with
middle school. How dare?
Yeah,
she's a mature lady.
But she was friends with Tupac. Like very, very good friends with Tupac. And she's been talking about this more and more now because apparently there's like a movie coming out about Tupac and she's heavily featured in it. So I guess it was like real. Like they were actually like very good friends. She refers to him as her soulmate, but only a friendship soulmate.
No, that's like work wife.
Yeah.
It's my work wife. It's my non-sexual soulmate. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Tupac, he wanted to fuck you. She's absolutely had sex with him.
100%, which is amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's California, right?
No, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Actually,
right.
I always thought that he was West Coast too.
Right?
Oh God, we're gonna get in so much trouble in the comment section. But
Okay, I'm sorry that I'm not. Wouldn't it be even weirder if I was up like 100% up to date on every hip hop fact?
Yeah,
I'd be almost
that would
weirder.
Be so weird.
I'd be like, relax, Laura. You had horses. Like,
so I'm a little confused because so he was born in Harlem.
Okay, and she's from here. She's from New York.
No. She's from wait. Then he moved to California. Oh God.
So we're not wrong.
We're not wrong, but also I'm like worried about this part getting us a lot of heat, but that's okay. But anyway,
we love heat. Guys, listen, how about this? If you know things that we should know about Tupac, just tell them.
Just let us. Yeah, let us know.
Tell us about
Do
him.
we look like we know about Tupac? Okay, that would be appropriating.
Yeah,
and we would never do such a thing.
We would never.
Okay. So she goes on to say, so after revealing that her and Will Smith have been living completely separate lives since 2016 when talking to Rolling Out magazine. I don't know what the fuck that is, but she was talking to them.
Rolling Stone? Is that like a shell company for Rolling Stone?
Maybe.
Rolling companies, Rolling Limited.
It's the gay version of Rolling Stone, Rolling Out.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Actually, that makes sense because I think famously Will and her have been rumored to just be like polyamorous with everyone and everything.
That actually is. That is the least surprising thing. The Tupac thing is way more surprising to me than that.
Of course. So they've been living completely separate lives since 2016. She just came out of the woodworks out of fucking nowhere in the past few weeks to say that in the midst of World War III.
It literally felt like she saw the first attack happen and was like, oh, hold my beer. I got to get in there. I got to get in the mix. And everyone's like, whoa. The timing feels unbelievably strange.
True.
Right now.
True. She's like, this is not about me and I'm going to need more eyes on me.
And I took that personally.
Have you ever seen that meme? It's or maybe it's just like a sketch somebody did where she's like about to blow out her birthday candles and she blows them out and then like the Will Smith in the sketch will be like, happy birthday, babe, make a wish. And she's like, is it your birthday? I can make a wish whenever I'd like to. No. You're making this about you because you are a narcissist. And like goes on this big long tirade, which is so her because like, and he's just like, oh, I was just, and she's like, I know what you were just. You male, cis, privilege. And like, it's like this whole thing. And I was like, that is so their relation. It's very funny. I'm probably butchering it, but it was a very funny sketch.
I mean, I enjoyed your version.
Yeah.
The Will Smith sketch, May's version.
She says that basically she thinks that they've traveled together through multiple past lives.
Her and Tupac still.
Not
Tupac.
Her husband. No, famously not her husband. No, never her husband.
Genuinely loathes that man. She hates him. She does not like him.
She fucking hates that dude.
Yeah. She
really does. And then as for any romantic connection, she says it wasn't possible because there was no chemistry between us. I'm like, so you had like this like paranormal relationship, but there was no chemistry between you? Is that what?
I'm sure that's what he thought too.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was like, no, this is really fun to just hang out. Maybe we have bad relationships with men.
I mean,
Actually, no, we both have a lot of
we have
male
a lot of
friends.
male friends. Yeah.
I wouldn't call any of them my soulmate.
I would not
I would
call-
say, no, they're a good friend of mine. The end.
Yeah. And if I did, I would expect their wives to be like, this relation, whatever this is over. And I would
Correct.
say,
I'd be like, that's super fair.
that makes complete sense. And I
totally.
respect the hell out of that
I am very sorry.
for the fights that you'll have about
Yes,
this
that is on me.
later on.
But also, bye.
But also goodbye. So forever.
To my soulmate, I guess.
My
soulmate's password, the cat.
password the cat. So while
He's
they
over
were
there out of frame, and he's so cute.
yes, he is. He's a bunny.
He's a
So
bunny.
all right. Next thing. So yeah, she was like super obsessed with Tupac. She's gonna be heavily featured in that. I can't wait to see that depiction because that's kind of interesting. She
Yeah.
does say that he proposed to her at one point, and she said
Exactly. No, this is exactly the shit where Tupac is actively in love with her.
Yeah.
And she has him so hard in the friend zone, and he's like, what else do I need to do?
no. I am Tupac.
I am a national treasure. I'm
Yeah.
literally one of the most important people that have ever existed in music.
Yeah.
And that's not enough for you.
And she
What? She's gotta have some sort of it factor in person or something. I'm not seeing it on.
I mean, she's very pretty, but
She's also so interesting looking.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
But like him and Will Smith, both impactful people.
well, also what she said, she was like, yeah, I was drawn to Pac in high school because he was like a little goofy looking. And I'm like, this man is goofy look? I think he's like extremely attractive.
What? Yeah, he's extremely hot.
Extremely hot.
Like really, really hot. That's one of his things.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this woman's problem is, but whatever.
She's
So-
just gaslighting him. She's like, you're kind of weird looking. And he's like, am I? Oh, poor guy. Maybe that's what the movie will be about.
Maybe about him getting his self-esteem.
Getting his groove back.
Getting his groove back. Okay, so while they were living together, not together, but while they were both in Baltimore, she claims, this is so funny. The first part's not funny, the second part is funny.
Okay.
She claims that during the crack epidemic, she was selling drugs at 14 or so because her mother was doing drugs at the time.
Oh no.
And
Okay.
basically she was like, there was this environment that like even if you wanted to not be involved, you sort of just were involved. They were going to touch you in some way. So like touched me in both the impact that my mother was going down the wrong path and also that I started selling drugs because it was basically just like a means to survival. She then goes on to say, I thought I was going to be a queen pin for sure. You can get caught up in the scenery. I was rolling with some really high rollers at the time. That's a whole nother Jada. I was a whole nother Jada that would chase somebody down the aisle with a switchblade because they stole $700. Or the Jada that would sell crack cocaine and then get set up and two dudes would come with 9mm and she gets to put a gun to her head. And so it's like all these like really movie depictions of it. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I don't know. I wasn't there, obviously. But Jim Jones, who is a rapper, he literally like put out a call to action because I guess he just like does not like her. I assume
He's like, I cannot.
Yeah, I cannot. And he just put out this call to action, and he just was essentially like anyone who bought or sold drugs with Jada, like, you need to come forward.
Now is the moment.
Now
I
is the moment.
I need you to come here and tell us that this occurred.
He's like,
Even the police are like, we're not even going to be mad. We're all curious.
yeah.
The drug administration's like, no, we're not going to come after you. We just need to fucking know.
And he's like elaborating on it. He's like, you cannot tell me that a city that was like demolished by the crack epidemic still doesn't have like one or two people lingering around that could verify this young Jada.
Also, her Tupac's best friend. Like, it's not like it's like just a little like, some dude that no one really noticed. Like, you'd notice her.
Yeah.
You would know her.
You would.
You'd be like, oh my God, that really beautiful lady who could be in movies.
Right.
has a gun to her head right now.
Makes no sense.
She's chasing me with a switchblade. Like,
yeah.
I'd remember if Jada Pinkett Smith was chasing me with a switchblade.
I think so. Well, also,
that would be a core memory for me.
I mean, I don't know what she looks like off camera, obviously, but like on camera, she looks like she's like, and at the time she was 14, she looks like she's like 4'11".
Yeah.
Like
let's pull her up.
really small.
Is she just a little lady?
How tall? 4'11".
She
I got it
is
right.
4'11". What?
Yeah.
How do I not know this fact? I know so much other random shit about her.
I mean, 4'11".
That's little.
Dude?
That's worth noting. That's rare.
That probably explains a lot about her personality too.
It
because
does.
she's like this little like chihuahua type personality that's like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, and it's like, just take it easy.
Take it easy. Also, that really adds a lot of color to her chasing someone with a switchblade.
Yes.
They're like, are you gonna get my ankles? Like, what are you gonna what are you gonna fucking do down there?
That would really hurt, actually.
Yeah, get out of here. Scram. Just kind of kicking her to the side.
It's crazy. And then he also says, he's like, if you sold, I just said that. So he was like, other people in the neighborhood can vouch if you were selling that butter, he says specifically.
That butter.
So.
That's cocaine.
I just
that
find
is
that
crack cocaine.
so funny that like she said that and someone was like, fact check this bitch.
Yeah, especially Jim Jones, who that man knows his shit. By the way, our link to business here is Jada was a drug dealer. So that's money. She made money.
Well, she also made money other ways
That's
too.
True. That's true.
So this is what I'm talking about. Like she's actually like a very, very busy lady. So she was an actress, singer-songwriter in the funniest way, and also a businesswoman. So her career began in 1990. She made a guest appearance on the short-lived sitcom True Colors, and she also starred in a Different World produced by Bill Cosby. Wonder if anything bad happened to her with him. Wonder if she would say so or not.
She probably wouldn't.
She probably wouldn't, but it kind of like that would also like paint a lot of color to why she doesn't seem like.
Guys, you can go ahead and take that as fact from this
It's
episode.
fact.
It's fact. We're spreading facts right now.
Spreading really awful rumors.
It's terrible.
Terrible. Not ideal.
But you can quote us. I'm just kidding. That's not true. We made that up.
Made that up.
But maybe.
But maybe. I mean, I don't know.
That is crazy. Assuming nothing did happen, either way, she worked with a guy who, from his reputation back then, it sounds like people were aware that he was being like a fucking crazy person. So that must have been scary nonetheless. Like that can't have been an all positive experience.
I was watching 30 Rock the other day, and there was like one episode where someone's impersonating Bill Cosby to try to get Tracy Morgan back to work, and Tracy Morgan yells at him about like, he was like, don't you remember my aunt, she was the waitress at the diner with a lazy eye and what you did to her, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so they knew back then too. And I want to say that was probably like 2011. And I don't believe he went to jail until, let's see when he went to jail actually. When did Bill Cosby go to jail?
Hold on. Is he out?
Yes, he is.
That's right.
2015.
Yeah, that's wild. So either way, like that certainly, if I worked with a guy like that extensively, especially early in my career in a very
freaky.
like impressionable period, that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, even if nothing happened,
Even
it's
if
still
nothing
freaky.
happened. And then she likely knew people something happened to.
Of course.
What are the odds he didn't?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely freaky. She also was in like a million films. Like she was in The Nutty Professor, which was huge.
Yeah, that's still huge.
Yeah, enormous.
Yeah.
It's actually so funny looking back on it that Eddie Murphy was like, I'm just gonna play every fucking character.
It's so Eddie Murphy is extremely funny.
So funny.
Holy
and I was
shit.
like, but that's like such like to my knowledge that hadn't really like been done before. And I'm like, that's really crazy. And then he was like, and then I'm just gonna hire this like really hot 4'11" girl Jada.
So funny. And like, do you think he just went to the studio and was like, no. It's going to be cheap to produce, but you are going to have to pay me specifically
so much money.
Ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
I know
the makeup people a lot of money because I will be in multiple fat suits.
A lot of fat suits. Everyone is overweight for obvious reasons in this because I need to play different people.
Yep. She was in Menace to Society, Set It Off. Basically, she's appeared in more than 20 films in a variety of genres. I'm like, what the fuck? The Matrix Reloaded, The Matrix Revolutions, Madagascar, Escape to Africa, Madagascar 3. A lot of Madagascar.
So she was made by Madagascar fame. That's great. Which were great movies. Minus just the first one. I don't know about the other two.
The first one was unbelievable.
The first one was great.
Yes. I remember I went over this girl's house in high school and I thought she was like so cool. And she was like, do you want to watch Madagascar? And I was like, oh, Oh yeah, I was thinking we were like gonna be like drinking, drugging,
Yeah,
and like putting
smoking
piercings in our
cigarettes
nose
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just like, I like this movie, and I don't fucking care
I
who
don't know, you
knows
want
it.
a cup of tea and some Madagascar? What do you want?
She was like, this is what I want to do, and we're watching Madagascar.
that is actually, that girl was cool. That is very cool.
It is super cool, and it's an amazing film. So anyway, she was in a million things. This is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. So she launched her music career in 2002 when she helped create a metal band called Wicked Wisdom. She was the singer and the songwriter.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, do I like her now?
This is Wicked Wisdom.
Look how fun they are.
I know.
I mean, like she's 4'11", so it's more like a cutesy kind of thing. I'm like, oh, she's playing a metal band. Yes, she is.
Oh my God.
Yes, she is. Look at her go.
I also like
Wicked Wisdom.
I mean, I don't know anything about metal bands, but
They're usually pretty intense, but I don't know.
here,
She's
let's
just
play a little sample. Oh God fucking damn it, May. Why don't you have these queued up? You bitch.
That's all right.
You bitch. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
I'm
go.
gonna watch that ad. I'm gonna buy that stuff for sure.
There she is.
She looks like Tyra Banks in that. I'll play it.
Okay. I mean, this is the last thing I would expect Jada Pinkett Smith.
Wow, I hate that.
It-
It's not my genre. It's really not my genre. But yeah, and that's Jada Pinkett Smith.
How funny is that?
That is so funny.
I mean, what?
Oh, good for her. She has some interest. It's fun that I love when people are weirdly into something niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
She's kind of like a
Really respect
jack of
that.
all trades, master of none. Because,
I
I mean, with.
minus Madagascar, she's fucking mastered Madagascar.
Yeah, and I mean.
she's like, I got all three, baby.
She is much more accomplished than I could ever dream of. Like, obviously, there's like a lot of accomplishments here, but like, no one like knows her as an actress, even though she's been in all these things. It's like, you know, it's like, I'm sure I'm gonna get massacred in the fucking.
Yeah.
But you get it. Like, I'm like,
like, how
I
dare
don't
you?
think of her like that. I think of her from Red Table Talk, and I think of her of being
Crazy.
crazy.
Sorry,
yeah.
we're not supposed to use that word anymore, but we're
You get
women,
it.
so we get to. What character was she
What
in
can we say
Madagascar?
anymore?
Back to Madagascar.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm not gonna be able to move on from this until I figure this out. Jada Pinkett Smith in Madagascar. She
Gloria.
was Gloria the hippopotamus. Oh, great character.
Oh my God. Well, now we're her biggest fans.
We are.
Specifically from Madagascar.
Mhm. Okay. Done.
So, like we were talking about, even though she has all these crazy accomplishments and she randomly was founder, singer, songwriter of a metal band, didn't see that one coming when I started this research. She's obviously most known for Red Table Talk, which was pretty big and kind of one of the first like podcast style shows.
Yeah, and I think did they have like a deal with Facebook or like?
Yes,
Okay, that
they
makes
did.
way more sense then because I so associate it with that period of time where Facebook really was like kind of it. Like,
Yeah.
I think we had when did this come out? What year was she doing Red Table Talk? 'Cause I guess it was probably a couple years. Like it feels like
Let me see.
maybe like 2006 to like 11. That's my guess.
Well, it says 2018, but maybe there was like other iterations of it that you're thinking of.
I have no idea why that it maybe time is weird. Sometimes my brain like puts something in a place and it doesn't belong there at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For some reason, I really feel like it was from back then.
Oh, this is harsh. On IMDb, it has a 1.5 star. Oh, wait, 3.1 out of 10.
Yikes.
Okay, that's even worse than I was going to say.
Yikes. But I wonder if that's like, you know how people have the
Trolls.
reviews and they're like all dicking around with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to Amy Schumer on one of her specials. Like people were just like giving it 1-star reviews. It was like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, this was like a few years ago. And it was, I mean, she's Amy Schumer for a reason. Like she's a talented, good stand-up.
Of
So
course.
like maybe it wasn't her like claim to
But it's
fame.
not
It wasn't her
1 star.
knockout like best special she's ever had, but it's a good, solid special.
I think they've gotten a lot better, a lot of those review systems at like weeding out when someone gets in like a social media fight somewhere and then
Yeah.
like someone sicks their followers on them. 'Cause
Right.
It makes the reviews no longer useful.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants and stuff. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of restaurants get canceled for whatever reason.
Right.
And then I've checked the reviews and there'll be like a couple, but then it'll clearly be frozen otherwise.
right.
Google does a good job of that.
Yeah.
There's that Australian sushi place. Did you see that?
I saw. Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so funny that you brought this up because I went in. There's a sushi roll place. This is what you're talking about, the West Village, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So me and our friend Olga, friend of the pod, we were walking by this sushi place. Olga famously doesn't eat food. That's not even offensive for me to say that.
She'd
literally,
be like, yeah, of course I don't eat.
She actively does not eat food. And I was starving because I was hanging out with her for a few hours. I was like, I need to fuel my body. And we walked by this sushi counter place and I was like, oh, I got to go in there. I was like, I've never seen something like, they don't usually have hand rolls just like to go like they do in Australia. You usually have to like go and like sit down at a
it's a really good idea.
It's a great idea. And so I walked in, I was like, oh my God, I loved these when I was in Australia. And the girl behind the counter was like, yeah, like I can't do an Australian accent, but she was like, I just moved here from wherever the fuck, Melbourne. And,
Melbourne.
She was like, I noticed that like they didn't have any, so I just like started my own. And I was like, oh, that's great. We walked out and I was like, this girl's gonna get crucified.
And she did.
And Olga was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, everyone's gonna be so mad that she's not Japanese and she's starting this sushi roll thing.
I can't believe you went there. And
Yeah.
that was when was this? Like a couple weeks ago?
This was a couple weeks ago. It like just opened.
Wow.
And then she got crucified. And it was so funny because like I just could not get this girl off my brain because I was like, this poor girl, like she probably like took out all these loans.
And she's Australian, so she's like maybe didn't know like the culture here is like really annoying.
Well, that and I was like, they have so many more like government safety nets where she's from. I'm like,
that's
girl,
true.
you're fucked. You're so fucked.
But here's the
And
thing:
then-
it's the first time I've seen it. She got fucked, and then she got counter fucked, and now it's way benefited her.
Yes, exactly.
She's the first example of that I've seen.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, she got called out as May predicted by this guy from North Carolina.
Fucking asshole.
I know.
Yeah.
And he was like, she's not Japanese and the sushi is Japanese and kill yourself. And the internet was like, yeah, like we're going to kill her. And then went and gave her a bunch of 1-star reviews.
And this girl's like,
I'm Australian. I don't know. Crikey. What's a hand roll?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Australian. They're white. I can do that accent.
Yeah.
And then another person online finds this and like is just like, guys, this is a fucking enough. Like, this is hand rolls are very popular in Australia. This is ridiculous that we're letting this guy.
They really were. I was just there. Like they were everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. She's allowed to open a business in another place. And also the guy who led on her getting canceled was opening a like Puerto Rican Japanese fusion restaurant. He is not Japanese either in North Carolina.
What?
Yeah.
Is he Puerto Rican, I guess?
I don't know.
He's like a white guy.
He's
it's like,
just a white dude. But either way, they were just like, dude, like literally you're the worst. You are the worst.
I hope, well, you know what? I bet especially in North Carolina, I bet his thing might get doxxed a little bit by the younger crowd on TikTok because people are going to be like, this guy's a dick and I don't want to give him my business.
Well, the good thing is now I know about this hand roll place and I will be partaking.
Oh yeah, no, I mean after I saw that,
weirdly worked out,
right? Because like after I saw that she was getting grief, and I knew that she was, and then it happened, I was like, well, I'm gonna go and support her even fucking more now.
Yeah, but she's the first one I've seen that like actually like really like came back around.
Yeah,
she got counter crucified,
and she was so nice. She was like, I could tell, like I was like, I just knew it. I was like, this poor girl does not know how Americans are the fucking worst.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so nice and was so like, just so sweet. And I was like, oh boy.
Here it comes.
Yeah. And I like kept texting Olga like every other day. I was like, I can't stop thinking about that. That poor Australian girl that's going to have her world rocked.
Well, now she's famous.
Okay. Jada Pinkett Smith, she's best known for the table talking and the table
talking at the table.
Talking at the table. That's
right. Like we do.
So Jada Pinkett Smith, her daughter Willow, and her mother Gammy is what they call her.
Her mother Jay.
Yeah.
Jaden.
Yeah. Basically, the idea is that it's 3 generations of women are opening their home for a series of candid conversations with family and friends about important and provocative topics. Kind of cool.
Very cool, but I'm so sad this was not as I thought it was in 2006 when that would have meant a lot more. 2018, I was like, we actually were already in that era where I was hearing too much from everybody.
That's true, but also
Willow, I do like. I mean, I enjoyed watching this. So.
Yeah, and also like Willow would have been so young.
She was a fucking child. I do distinctly remember being like, this girl. This is weird that she's already. These are real heavy conversations.
Yeah.
For a kid to not have a ton of optionality in.
Right.
It's not like it was like a third party that got to like audition and join in. She was like, well, if I don't do this, mommy and grandmommy
Yeah.
don't get to do their cute little show. So like, I don't know.
No, I agree.
I felt a little weird about that.
By the way, Willow's career in music is going really well.
Crushing.
Yeah. Kind of vibe.
Baby, we're coming for the ride. That's a song that she did. Better than what you just heard from
If you
May
can
and
believe it.
I know that was pretty good, and we will be releasing our records very soon.
It's going to be Caught a Vibe, May and Laura version.
Caught a vibe. All right.
All right.
Listen, I know you're turning this podcast off.
Okay,
now.
sorry. Okay. So, it's since ended pretty recently, actually, because Meta and Facebook said they were moving away from original programming. I don't know why they would do that.
I think they were like, we got to do the metaverse. I don't think you understand. Unless you are going to be Willow in the metaverse, we don't give a fuck. They've actually started moving away from that too. We should do a catch-up episode on like what. Remember when they did that really big announcement? And it was the most cringy thing in the world, and we were all like,
but it was also very like optimal timing for them, because it was when Facebook was in the news and going to like court for a bunch of reasons, and they were like, well, we're Meta now and we do things in the metaverse, and everyone's like, okay, but what about like the charges against you and like the teenagers that are killing themselves? And they were like, yeah, but like we now are Meta.
That was Facebook, and we are a whole different company.
So I was looking for a new home right now if we want to start a network. I also don't get, I'm like, why don't you just put it on YouTube like everybody else? But anyway,
they're probably gonna. I mean, someone will pick them up, because honestly, especially now that she's back, like on her bullshit.
Oh yeah, well, she's
kinda
releasing a book.
I want to see more.
Yeah,
isn't that where a lot of this like came from?
I think so. I think it's like press for her book, and she's
like, I'm batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, holy, you're not lying. You are not lying.
Speaking of batshit crazy, I've been reading Julia Fox's book. Highly recommend.
Really?
Yes.
She is batshit crazy.
She is
I saw
batshit
that
crazy.
dress she just wore where her crotch was out distinctly.
It
cut right above the labia.
Oh.
And I was like, that, like distinct, like there was like, it's like candy striped around.
Okay.
And
but,
one of them went just across.
So you just saw her vagina?
She had like nude underwear on, but like, yeah, you saw.
Okay.
But you saw her vagina.
Julia Fox crotchless dress.
Can't just like, red, like how there's so many results.
I know.
We just did Julia Fox crotchless dress, and there's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, truly. Crotchless red Halloween?
Yeah, try that. It like was yesterday. Here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
And it probably depends on the angle, but the one, was I was like, all right, I'm just, here I am just scrolling on my Instagram, and I just saw Julia Fox's crotch, so that's report? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know that she's our age?
Really?
Yeah, I can't tell if I find her to be younger or older.
No, she seems older.
Yeah, she's our age.
Huh.
Which I'm like,
we're
holy
20.
Shit. We're 20.
Just kidding.
Yeah, she's a fucking nutcase, dude.
She's so pretty.
I know. And I think I might have told you, shit, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but whatever. My hairdresser, she lives next door to my hairdresser.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We can say that out loud.
Okay.
Wait, we've told it. Have we told?
I think we've told people where the hairdressers is, but that's okay.
That's okay.
They'll find out. I'm sure if somebody wanted to find where Julia Fox lives, they can figure it out.
It's definitely on some like celebrity tour.
Yeah.
You know, the city. Like, look at this is Julia Fox's place. Wait, didn't she do that one tour of her apartment, and
She
it was
did.
a literal shithole?
And it was like a completely normal apartment.
Yeah, not a shithole, but it's a New York apartment where it's just like little.
Yeah, and also like you don't have to live like that, Julia Fox.
Also clean up before you do a tour of your apartment.
Yeah. Also, you have a son and you have a lot of money, I presume.
But maybe she doesn't, because what is she making money from? Because, you know, sometimes she's very famous, extremely famous, but like, where's the income?
Yeah. She should get a tech job.
She should do sales.
Red Table Talk, it came out with a fucking banger. Okay. Episode 1, season 1 was literally Jada Pinkett Smith and Cherie Fletcher, aka Will Smith's ex-wife and mother of the eldest Smith child, Trey.
They must have paid her a fuckload of money to come and be on that episode. Because for what reason?
For what reason?
What is Cherie Fletcher? What's her story? Is she in the entertainment industry or?
Let's see.
You know what I mean? Because I guess if she was in entertainment, then she'd be like, all right, visibility, blah, blah, blah.
She's an actor. Yeah. So
Okay.
yes, she is.
Oh, she's so pretty.
She really is.
Oh my God, look
He
at how
fumbled
pretty
the
she is.
bag
He
with
fumbled
that
the
for fucking Jada, who hates his guts.
Jada's like, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, dude. I'm 4'11" and I have a knife.
Also famously, yeah, and I have a fucking gun for some
I have
reason.
a gun.
Like,
I don't know. I keep bringing that up.
yeah. So, Jada apologized to Fletcher for starting a relationship with Will Smith while they were still married. Bitch.
Wow.
Whore.
Wow. Now that's compelling television.
That is compelling television.
Listen, this is me watching this episode on Facebook Watch, just like, oh my God. Like, this is
Yeah.
Willow sitting in the corner, just like, do I need to be here?
I don't need to be here. Well, my mother says that my father cheated on his first wife.
Yeah. With her.
That's all good. But yeah, so there were like moments of humor. I mean, obviously, I'm sure Cherie Fletcher was like, I'm not going to come off like sour because I've probably moved on in my life and I can't, whatever.
Yeah.
But they definitely like had an initial beef, obviously.
Of course.
And yeah, the episode went super viral, but it was also about how they eventually became friendly and co-parented.
I guess they kind of had to. Because, yeah, the Trey, and then I'm sure he was spending time. I don't know how old this guy was, but listen, that's great television right there. They know what the people want. I'm listening. I'm going to go back and watch. We should rewatch Red Table Talk.
So that was a really spicy one. Yeah, I don't like some of these. I'm like, why did this not do well? Because I love it.
I love it.
Like, this is
great.
That's crazy. And probably so many women could relate to that too, being like, oh, I have to co-parent with this person who I fucking hate. And like, you know, stole my husband from me, even though the man is also doing that too. But like, you know, it's like. Ugh.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, relationships are messy. I've been reading the Am I the Asshole on Reddit.
Oh, so fun.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
But there's so many where I'm like, oh, wow, that is a tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough situation.
know if
Family
you are an
dynamics.
asshole.
You are. Everyone's an asshole in this scenario.
Yeah.
I should start saving some of the good ones.
I love how they come up, like the first line of them will always be like, am I the asshole if I like banged my husband's brother?
Yeah.
It's like
I
yes,
was
full stop.
Oh my God, there was one that just came up where it was like, am I the asshole because my brother got mad at me because I was in bed with his girlfriend when he got home?
Yes.
And he's like, well, we didn't have sex. We were just sleeping together to stay warm. And every comment was just like, you are the ultimate asshole.
Unless you are literally on Naked and Afraid, Alaska version, and you need to like physically be together so you don't supposed to succumb to the elements, that's the only situation.
If your nuts are actually frozen, if your
Yes.
balls are ice
blue,
balls,
the color
Yes.
blue.
and it's a medical situation, that is the only time that is appropriate. And even then, maybe just die. Maybe just die. I don't know. It's your brother's girlfriend. And he was like earnestly like, I don't know why my brother's so mad at me.
Yeah.
And they're like breaking up. And I'm like, yeah. Also, you definitely fucked her.
For sure.
And now you're coming on here
Was
to
there
try.
like no heat in the house or something? Like, what are you talking about? Keeping warm.
Wasn't
Like,
even he said he offered her his sweatshirt and she didn't want it. And
And
instead
then he
asked
raped
him,
her.
He raped her because she didn't want his sweatshirt. No.
Yeah.
But instead, then she asked to get him to get in the bed with her. And
well, that makes sense. It does. No, that does not.
People in the comments were so funny though. Like one guy goes, I mean, he could be autistic.
Yeah.
And just
maybe.
got kind of confused.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And everyone was like, all right, it's not an excuse, but that's an angle.
People are wild. It's like unbelievable to think about that there's families out there that like it'd be like if I started an affair with my sister's husband and then me and the husband like got married.
Yeah.
Like there are families like that like shit
yeah.
like that has happened
Oh,
in a
yeah.
family.
I mean, Elon Musk's dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Famously married and had a child with his like stepdaughter.
Yes. Well, also Woody Allen did not have a child, but is married to his stepdaughter.
Yikes, team.
Yeah.
That is a yikes.
Just like, I don't know, just like literally fall in love with like anyone else. Like, I get the taboo is like super hot. I get it. But like, what are we doing here?
Totally. Yeah. Like, it's just, we're also in the real world. You don't need to watch porn.
Watch porn.
Watch porn to get off on the weird shit, okay? And then
exactly.
beyond that,
hire a sex worker if you must, but like, don't sleep with
calm down.
Anyone in your family's significant other or anyone in your family. I can't believe that needs to be said. Okay.
For the record, speaking of which, Matt just watched Cruel Intentions.
Oh, yes.
We were talking about this.
Yeah,
yes.
he was saying so.
That movie is all about incest, huh?
Is it like the brother and the sister are super
they're
spicy together?
They're stepbrother and stepsister, and the bet they make is that, I'm forgetting the exact details, but like one of them has to sleep with another person within a specific amount of time, and if they win the bet, the other step sibling will fuck them.
Oh.
Really popular movie. Extremely popular. Looking back, I'm like,
yeah. It's not ideal. There was a couple in my, not a couple, they were step siblings in my high school, and they were banging. And they dated a little bit.
And they admitted this openly and publicly?
Not for a really long time, and then they admitted that they did.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's weird, guys.
It's not great. They ended up marrying other people, thank God. And the only reason I know that is from facebook.com/wow. So
how awkward must Thanksgiving be?
Crazy.
Like, I can't. They need a Red Table Talk.
They do.
That I would watch their Red Table Talk.
Because it's like, okay, technically they're not related, but like,
yes, you fucking are. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like there's only billions of people in this world that you can fuck with no problems.
Even Sandwich, Massachusetts, dude. Like, it's a small town. It's not that small.
It's
okay.
like, go do genuinely anyone else.
Yeah.
I would way rather have it be like an inappropriate age gap.
Yeah.
Not like a fucking kid. Like not like
yeah.
I'd rather you fuck a kid. Should not.
Like someone who's like 18 and
yeah,
15 or something
like an
that.
awkward one, not an illegal one. But like that is less creepy to me than related step things. I don't like it.
No.
Don't like it.
No, I hate it.
I don't like it. All right. And I'm gonna stand by that.
Speaking of adjacent to that kind of topics, she wasn't related to the family, but she spent a lot of time with the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. You might have remembered the Red Table Talk with Jordan Woods.
Yep.
So Jordan Woods was basically like public enemy number one for a little while.
It is amazing how America was like, fuck that girl.
Yeah.
Even people who did not even care for the Kardashians, everyone rallied around just being like, she's got to go. Yeah.
So she had allegedly kissed Tristan Thompson, who is, by the way, he should be public enemy number one because he has cheated on Khloe an enormous amount of time.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of insane to me because I'm like, how horny are you, dude? Like, you're gonna get fucking caught. And you
are Tristan Thompson. You're extremely famous.
Yes, like if I see Tristan Thompson in a club making out with someone, I'll be like, "That's Tristan Thompson making out with someone who is not Khloe," because I know what she looks like.
Go to a private room.
And I'm like, from day to day, it might change, but like, but like generally, I know if Khloe Kardashian's in the fucking club is me.
Absolutely, yeah. People are gonna say, "Hey, Khloe Kardashian's here." That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Tristan Thompson.
Thompson.
And look at him grinding up on these
another
pillars.
Person. There's a whore near him. A hooer.
So anyway, that fucking took over the internet. It was basically allegedly like he had a party at his house and the two of them were caught kissing outside of it.
But what was important is that she was like best friends.
Best friends with not Kylie? Khloe.
Yeah,
best friends with Kylie. Had spent tons of time with Khloe, obviously. And I do like, I mean, dude, if you were making out with my sister's husband, obviously scorched earth. Like scorched fucking earth. Like,
I think I'd scorched earth myself.
Yes.
I'd be like, I don't know what to do with this.
And then
that is crazy. And then they kept reviewing the specific, like I remember knowing she was like sitting on a like love seat with him.
Yes,
they went over logistics of how it occurred.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great. I think in the end, her Red Table Talk did give people a little bit more sympathy to like her side of the story. And eventually she got back with the Kardashian family, I think like literally as of like a few months ago. They've
Really?
yes.
They reinstated her.
They reinstated her as a working employee of the Kardashian family. But if I
but
were,
genuinely, like,
I mean, I feel like Khloe's probably gone through so much where she was like shocked by this, hurt on so many levels, obviously. And then it turns out he's been dogging her with everyone who will.
right.
And like, I think she probably was like, maybe like some of my anger towards him was coming out on you, and what you did was fucked up too, but like he's the root of it kind
All
of
right,
thing.
I love where you're coming from, but here's I think the reality is it's way better TV to watch Jordan get back into the family.
True.
Because I'm like, well, if Jordan's back on the family, maybe
Yeah,
I could go check this out. It's very interesting.
It's like
And they
fucking-
know what people want to see.
it is so insane to me that you could be married, or I don't know if they were married or not, but have a family with Khloe Kardashian. Could you imagine seeing her? Imagine if she was sitting right there. I would be like, whoa. I'd be like, it's like staring into the
Yeah.
sun. You're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're funny, and you could not be richer. Like, you're so fucking
It's only
famous.
downside to fuck that up. Talk
Yeah.
about fumbling the bag.
Yeah, and if you fuck with her, then like a ton of people online will hate you.
Yeah.
What? Like, what? How horny is this man? There needs to be
I think
studies on this
he's
man.
like a science thing.
I think it's
Like
like
I'm
a s-
actually concerned for him.
yeah.
I think there's problems.
Well, she also was with Lamar Odom, who was also a fucking sex fiend lunatic, and he like
Maybe that's her type. Is
I-
like people who are like they have a medical condition.
yeah.
It's an actual problem. Remember when all of Hollywood men tried to pretend that they had sex addictions?
Everyone.
Every
has a
single
fucking
one.
sex
They
addiction.
tried so hard. They'd like kind of like sneak up to the and then grab a microphone and like, yeah, I'm addicted to sex.
That
And
is-
everyone was like, that's not a thing.
That is not a thing.
That's a thing for maybe one person, and he like he's taken the skin off his dick from masturbating.
Right.
You are fine.
Right.
You have poor impulse control.
Yes.
That man has a mental problem.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
But he has no functional life anymore.
Right. You are a sociopath, and
And you just like
not
power
nice.
and you're a narcissist.
Yes, you are a narcissist. You like attention. You probably didn't get a lot in high school, and now that you're famous, people are fawning
Exactly.
over you.
But all of Hollywood just like tried. They like
Yeah.
gave it a whirl. Like it was
They
like
did.
It
I'm
was,
going to rehab for sex addiction. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Just like not jizz? What is this, like a fucking Christian camp? Is this
yeah,
like
is this
like they're just rebranding the Christian camps?
Yes. Also, like they definitely had like drug addictions too. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to drug rehab, but you're calling it sex rehab,
And
and
it's like you're on meth. Famously, people get a little turned up,
little horned up.
a little horned up.
You're addicted to Viagra. I don't know.
I'm such a prude. I don't even like the way that horned up sounds out of my mouth.
It is gross.
I'm like,
I hate that you
ew.
said that. I'm bleeping that.
Okay, good.
Take it down. I'm like, that is all this crazy shit we say, and then I'm like, that's
Yeah.
too far.
Speaking of okay, here's what too. Like, I feel like I think that when it comes to affairs, both people should have equal responsibility and equal backlash. With that said, the people that are like, the woman, it's not her fault. Like, like people that are like, women shouldn't get like accused of men that are in relationships going after them and they shouldn't have any backlash. I'm like, yes, they fucking should.
Yeah, we're an adult. You're
We're
an adult.
And famously, people know that Tristan Thompson is married. They know that. So
We're
for them
adults
to
here.
for them to be like, oh, like I was like an innocent fawn in this. No, you fucking weren't.
Unless you are a genuine child.
yeah. Unless
In which
you're
case,
a genuine
that's
child.
that's a crime.
That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, figure it out.
I'm like, no, mistresses like need to be taken to task. Like if you're gonna do the thing, you have the repercussions of the thing. Sorry. And
Sorry, Jordan.
There's no one that's like leaving their wife free. Please.
See you at the red table.
See you at the red table.
Yeah.
Or the marble table, as we call it.
This is lovely marble right here.
Yeah. So this one's actually just kind of heartwarming. This next one was when she had on Matthew McConaughey, who is just quite the character. I
I fucking love that guy.
Me too.
University of Texas, just he was our dude.
Yeah.
We completely adopted him. Like he was like goes to all the football games, like would always be like in the commercials and stuff like that. And like what a great guy.
What a great guy. He's fun.
We all want to be like him. I would love to be friends with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Because you do like fun shit that would actually not be like bad things.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd go and like do like cool adventures with him.
Yes, and I feel like maybe little shrooms.
You do shrooms
Sometimes.
and then like go to a ranch.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good.
Exactly.
That sounds
That's the
good.
Matthew McConaughey outing right there.
Yeah.
You know, or go like race cars, but like in a safe and an enriching way.
Yeah.
But still exciting and exhilarating. I love him.
So
I fucking adore him.
So this one was really. So he has a memoir out called Green Lights. That is definitely next on my
I gotta
reading
read that.
list.
I gotta read that.
By the way, I read like 2 pages every like 6 weeks. So
You do always have a book that you're working on, though. I have fully given up. I bought this book on Ronald Reagan. Have I opened it? No.
Ronald Reagan. Laura's bookshelf is fucking hilarious. It's like Ayn Rand again, Ayn Rand, Ronald
You
Reagan,
have to read
World
it all.
War II. And then it'll be a bunch of like sci-fi.
It's a gamut.
So what I do, you're doing it wrong. You can't get the paperback. You have to download them on your iBooks app so that you always have your phone with you. So then
That's
every time
true.
you're on the subway, you just read instead
Yeah, but then
of
how will
scroll
people
Instagram.
know I'm reading a book on Ronald Reagan?
That's true. Well, you really want to advertise that
That's
in the
true.
New York City
Hello.
subway.
To be fair, it's Reagan Land. It's about how conservatism was okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
I read the back. Okay, I did read the back.
Yeah. I love the virtue signaling that goes on in the New York City subways.
I adore it.
It's so funny. I almost like
That'd be a good TikTok. It's just like getting like short pictures of like
that would be
you
fun.
know?
I saw a guy
you
the
can
other
see
day, and literally he was like reading a book like this. Like I'm like, there's no way you're actually reading this
His
book.
arms are shaking.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you cannot have this on your lap because you need people to see the fucking title of this book.
What was it? Do
It
you
was like
remember?
it was like raised in Gaza or something like that. And it was like,
no.
and it was just like, I was like, dude, just read your fucking book, okay?
He's got like a projector. He's like, hello,
Yeah.
everyone, I'm reading this book. Look at this book that I'm reading.
I'm gonna be like, what does he expect me to go over there and be like?
Yeah. So I saw you were reading that book on Gaza. What do you want?
I don't.
What are you trying to attract right
I
now?
don't know. Pussy.
Pussy. It's always pussy.
Always.
You know, guys don't like when you have. If I'm holding Reagan up, they're like, "That's just terrifying." That girl's planning something. I don't know what.
That's fair. I think also if I put up Julia Fox's book, they would be like, that girl's also plotting something. I don't know what.
I think we're gonna leave her alone.
Anyway, so he sat down to promote his memoir, and he was recounting his falling out with his mother, Kay, and their reconciliation years later. So basically, he had her on as well, and she was 90 years on when she appeared on Red Table Talk. But what ended up happening in their lives, not to spoil anything from the memoir, is that his mother didn't respect boundaries once he became famous, and so he would tell her things, confide in her, and then she would go and tell the press. Yeah. Talk about a fucking backstab. Crazy.
Wow. That's so sad.
I know. So they didn't talk to each other for over a decade.
Yeah.
know.
Oh, Matthew.
I know.
I just love a Matthew, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good guy. He's a
I
good
also
guy
love
right
that he
there.
goes by full Matthew, not
Matthew
Matt.
McConaughey. Matthew Broussard tried to do that, and I said, no, sorry.
What?
He was like, yeah, I go by Matthew. And I'm like,
But you call him Matthew.
sometimes. I mix
Okay.
it up.
Yeah.
I call him Matt a lot, too. Sometimes I call him Matthew. I like
Yeah,
both.
I just call him Matt Broussard. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I could
There's also
see
a
him
famous
being a
chef
Matthew,
that's
though.
There's a famous chef that's Matt Broussard. It's kind of annoying.
Is it of Broussard's fame, New Orleans, Louisiana? I don't know. Okay.
I think related, but I don't
Yeah.
think he lives there.
Okay.
But Matt Broussard, the chef, if you're listening,
Give up your rights to
fuck
your
you.
fucking website, you cunt.
Cunt. You're not even that good. Actually, he's very good. He's a
Yeah.
talented guy. He seems cool.
I think there was like
Another Matthew I like.
I think there was like a Mark Norman real estate agent or something that had
That guy must have been like, what the fuck's going on?
that had marknorman.com, so it was marknormancomedy.com because
Oh, there you
'Cause the
go.
real estate agent has the
Mark
rights.
should have him on the pod.
he's probably like just sitting there every day, like not even in real estate anymore, being like, why is Mark Norman not trying to buy my IP
This is
address?
absolutely insane that he has not gotten that.
Okay. Mark's just like, hey, they
Hey,
can sell the
hey.
tickets. I don't want it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, the next one, this is probably the most famous one. The most famous Red Table Talk of all time was when Will Smith came on the pod, or whatever
Yep.
you want to call it, to talk
Friend
about
of the pod.
friend of her pod for sure.
Friend of her pussy. Will
And
Smith.
the purpose of that was to address rumors around Jada's relationship with August Alsina, who was actually friends with Jaden. And I believe like 20 years younger than her, maybe even more than that at the time. And basically they said, yes, she had an entanglement. Remember the entanglement thing?
I love how for him, he was like, yeah, you fucked me while I was with my wife. For her, it's like an entanglement.
Yeah.
Won't actually admit to being like, yeah, I cheated on you.
I cheated on you.
Wasn't it an emotional affair too? Like, did they claim some stuff around that?
I think so, but it was also like physical.
But I feel like that's where I really learned about an emotional affair. And I was like, oh my God, that'd be terrible. Again, me like have had no boyfriend at this point. I'm like, it's just so tough when your loved ones are cheating on you emotionally.
Emotional stuff, dude, I'd way rather
a drunk hookup.
Of course. But I feel bad for this guy too, because I mean, maybe he's like famous in certain
I'm sure
circles.
he's
Not famous in.
Oh, he's 7 million followers. Jesus, he's doing fine.
Oh, he's from New Orleans.
Oh, cool.
But anyway, I just
He's
feel
younger than us.
Yeah, he is younger than us.
How old is Jada?
She is 54, I believe.
Wow. So she was 20 years older than him.
Yeah.
And this was a while ago.
52. She could not look better.
She looks so good.
So like there's that, but like
she's 4'11" too. So that's minus 10 years. It is.
But yeah,
Just
so he's a full 21 years younger than she is.
Wow. That is an interesting dynamic. Poor guy. He was probably so damn stressed. He's like, Jada is trying to fuck me, but she's married to Will Smith, but she's saying it's fine. That must have been stressful.
Yeah.
And I'm so horny, but...
I mean, could you imagine your partner cheats on you and then is like, hey, do you want to come on my podcast so I can talk about how I cheated on you? God. And I'm going to make you feel like an idiot.
And Will, you could tell he was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
I'm Will Smith.
His
I was
face
in Men
was
in
all
Black,
puffy.
which is, that's a good movie.
Yeah, what a great movie.
Ooh, that's a good movie. Even the second one. Great.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Also, welcome to Miami.
Oh, my
Bienvenidos
a
a Miami.
It's another song. We sung a lot on this one.
I guess they are singer-songwriters.
I guess. There we go. Yeah.
Okay,
That is a good song.
Very last. So
Okay,
I
keep going.
just have a few more things.
We're good. I had like 10 minutes of like fucking work.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so the next one was Olivia Jade. Do you remember this? So this was... Olivia Jade was from the center of the college admissions scandal because her mother, Lori Loughlin, and her father, Massimo Giannulli, they went to jail for a little while for paying for her to get into college.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So the grandma, Jada's mom, was fucking like super spicy on this episode, I guess. And it was like, she basically was just like, I do not want to have her on because it is the epitome of white privilege. It's the epitome of like,
oh, wow.
Because she was like, I don't want this girl to have any sort of sympathy. And like, she went on looking for sympathy, being like,
And did she not get it?
I think she did a little bit because she just came across as like somebody who was just clueless. I mean, when you think back to when you're 17, 18, you were clueless too. So she was like, I know how this sounds, but I didn't think what they had done was bad because everyone I knew had donated something to get into school. I grew up in fucking LA, dude. Like,
I 100% actually, I weirdly do have sympathy with her for that.
Yeah.
Because there's buildings at these campuses with the names of some of the students' parents.
Right. And
how are you going to have that and then be like, no, it's not how it works.
Yeah.
You have to have either a shit ton of money or be poor and get a scholarship.
Right.
If you're anywhere in the middle, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a kid of a president. Yeah, you're getting in.
Right.
Getting fucking in.
You're definitely getting in.
Your parents donated how many million? Yeah, you're getting in.
Yeah. I also I saw some like TikTok the other day. So I don't know if it's gospel or not, but it's like, it's so funny how, it's completely true. It's so funny how like, let me fact check this real quick, but I bet there's not any president that has ever been to a state school. They're not.
Oh, that's not true.
They're no. Who has been?
I don't know, but I'm fairly certain there have been.
Maybe it was Massachusetts governor that was the.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
President that went to a state school. I'm fairly certain.
Okay, yeah. Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, and George Bush. No, but they each attended public school for at least part of their careers and sent children to both public and private. But I thought that George Bush famously went to Yale.
Probably for a portion. Because I think some of them got like advanced degrees too.
Yeah, that's true. George Washington did not have a college degree. Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot.
Whatever. The point being.
Yeah, no, I know what your point is though. Yeah, like a lot of it's like those,
corruption.
Like, also,
bribes.
This is a little unrelated, but actually no, it's related. A lot of the Ivy Leagues are getting rid of legacy admissions.
Yes, I saw that.
Which is, thank God, that is huge.
I mean, there's not even like that many kids that go to that school. So if 50% of them are legacy admissions,
of course,
like, what are we doing here?
Also, why would you go on as a legacy admission if it's supposed to be like academic? I get why, because ultimately your network is way more important than your actual grades.
Right.
It's just the way the world works, folks. It's just the way the world works. But either way, I'm glad that they're not like directly rewarding that, like openly rewarding that.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Anyway, they'll still find a way around it. Don't you worry.
Oh.
Don't you worry. Just won't be an official checkbox anymore.
Right. Okay. But yeah, anyway, was super pissed. Actually, the grandma told her father basically that there's so much there's so much inequality and inequity that when you come to the table with something like this, it's like, and I quote, child please. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. That's fair. Good. Great. Strong point.
Honestly, especially during the time, it was certainly very tone deaf to be like, let's give this person a platform because you know who deserves it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I get what she's saying for sure. So, okay. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to Jada Smith, and I'm sure there's a lot more things that she's done, a lot of other very important things.
If you guys are really itching to know more, we will do another hour on Jada. We will dive deeper.
She, the philanthropist as she is, created a Scientology school.
See, this is exactly what I'm fucking talking about because they have Scientology written all over them. Top
they do.
to bottom.
They're weird.
Yeah. It's giving Scientology.
So the Daily Beast published this interview with Leah Remini, who is like the biggest whistleblower on Scientology. As everybody
absolutely need to do probably a multi-part series on Scientology at some point.
Yeah, have we not?
I don't think we have.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
I know.
Okay. So
it's one of those topics that it's like that in like private prisons.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh my God, it's gonna be a whole thing.
Somebody asked me recently, they were like, are you gonna cover the war, the Israel-Palestine war? And I was like, no.
I'm not a Middle Eastern expert.
I was like, I can't deal with the comments that would come with something like that.
Just
like,
so many things about it's just guys, we're here for the LOLs.
We're here for the lols.
We're here for the lols. I'm sorry.
Like Scientology, we can all kind of lol at, even though I know it's created a lot of trauma in people's lives. But you know what? It's a funny
but it's
thing.
only a few people. Sorry.
Okay, so blah blah blah. She alleges that Jada specifically was a devoted practitioner of Scientology and reached its highest operating thetan levels.
That makes 100% sense. I believe that 100%.
100%. Me too.
Because the amount of power that woman is wielding right now, I don't know what's up, but she's got something going. She's got another force at work.
Yeah, like something.
I think it's a network of people who are boosting her, but or thetans, whatever.
Or
whatever you want to call that, I guess.
It can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is like nonsense to Will and Jada, obviously. And that comprises tales of intergalactic overlords, dead alien souls.
We'll do a deep dive, guys.
Yeah,
if you don't know what Scientology is, strap the fuck in. And
that
it's
would
not
be
going to be for a
crazy
minute.
if you
Maybe
didn't-
I'll read it over like Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll read a book on it right after that Reagan book.
By the way, the Reagan book looks huge.
It's so long. I don't know. I had like 2 glasses of wine, went to Barnes & Nobles and showed up with that. Something's wrong with me.
So Leah goes, I know Jada's in. I know she's in. She's been in Scientology a long time. I never saw Will there. Interesting.
Fair enough.
She goes, I saw Jada at the Celebrity Center. They opened up a Scientology school and have since closed it. So it was only open for like 4 years or so. But Jada, I had seen her at the Scientology Celebrity Center all the time. So they created this school called the New Village Leadership Academy. By the way, stop, celebrities everywhere. Stop creating schools. Stop it.
You're done. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
You're done. You don't need to. How about this? You give money to a school.
Yeah.
Like that girl who tried to get her kid in.
Right.
Wait. Hold on. Actually, it's a strong point.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Anyway, so they opened up this mysterious private school in Tony, Calabasas, California, and opened its doors in 2008, and then it quietly closed in 2013.
That's wild.
So the Daily...
Something's up.
Something's up.
Because Kanye did that too. Like,
Yeah.
It's weird, dude.
It's so weird. So the Daily Beast spoke to 4 former teachers and administrators at the New Village Leadership Academy who insist that Scientology not only bled into every aspect of the school, but that it was essentially a Scientology school filled with mostly Scientologist teachers that taught Scientology methods of learning. So
Wow.
they gathered 20 to 30 kids, including their kids, Jaden and Willow, in their home. And it was a big house where they had several rooms, almost like a Montessori school. So they was like just like this random ass fucking house.
And they were like, this is a school. We don't pay taxes. Do schools pay taxes?
I don't know.
Feels like they don't.
Yeah.
If it's a church school, then they probably don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But people said they were like, they never mentioned Scientology, but I remember they sent me L. Ron Hubbard, who was famously the founder of Scientology books, and I didn't put it together.
Okay, you're dumb as a rock.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Someone who sent their kid to school, I think.
Okay, that's some like classic LA shit. Like, I don't know. I was on pills.
Yeah.
Sorry, was I supposed to pay attention? Like,
so basically, I mean, long story short, because we're already over time and I don't really have that much more on it, but essentially, they were misleading parents into thinking it was just like a regular like Montessori type school, but actually doing Scientology methods, and everyone around them was a Scientologist.
no.
The kids' reading levels were very, very low.
How pissed would you be if you all of a sudden went to parent-teacher conferences and you were like, this is a Scientology college school? I've been paying good money to send my kid here to get brainwashed into Scientology.
Yes.
That would be a tough ride home with the husband. Just be like,
I'd be like, and this
we
is
fucked
why
up.
it's like the one task that you gave him for the year is to find appropriate schools to send them to. And they're like, there's this one. You wouldn't believe it. Will Smith is opening a school.
It's crazy. It's like a Montessori, like new age kind of thing. It's like you signed our kid up for a cult.
Yeah.
Like a real,
Like
bad
a real
one.
cult.
Like a real one.
Like one that there is a documentary on.
Yeah. A couple documentaries on.
Several.
South Park's on it.
It is also very funny to me because I'm like, I've said this before on the pod and I'll say it again. I'm like, okay, but does Scientology work? Because these people are fucking killing it.
They are killing it. They are killing it. This is once again, I think we already covered this. This is version 2 of May's on her way to being a Scientologist.
Listen, I'm just going to order some books. I'm going to see you.
Yeah, next to she's holding the L. Ron Hubbard book
Yeah.
in the subway.
Someone talk to me.
Anyone want to chat about my book?
So ridiculous. Okay.
Well, that was delightful. I'm so glad that I finally know more about.
Well, I'm sure you'll learn more.
I'm sure
over
we'll
the
get
next
more. We'll have another hour
few
on
days.
Jada. The more the war heightens, the more fucking shit she's bringing up.
Yeah, it's a direct correlation of how many people are affected by war
together
and how much we know about Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't know. I did not see that one coming, but
that feels like a strange Mad Libs scenario.
Yeah. Also,
Gaza and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Maybe eventually we'll just do a podcast on how World War III is doing financially, because it seems like we're headed there. So everybody,
well, listen,
duck for cover. Stay off the internet.
Stay off it. Yeah. Kiss your kids, kiss your husband, kiss your wife, kiss your mom.
Enjoy yourselves and
don't
like and
kiss your brother or
do
sister.
Not do it.
Don't
but also,
do that.
Yeah,
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe, please.
Tell 3 friends. Tell your brother and sister about the podcast. That's what you can do. And then also, please give us 5 stars on a review if you would like. And if you don't want to do that, why?
Yeah, if you don't want to do that, it's free, and I don't get it. But that's fine.
I guess it's like a free country, but like, All right. Yeah. And then follow us online, etc. We love you. Bye.
Bye.